So rate was about 27.5 here, Al. We thought this was probably some of the best rowing you've done under pressure. Was good length forward, good body rock, using the body pretty effectively, and rode pretty well into the headwind. Jono, just need to keep it moving a little bit through the front end, just a little bit slow on that front end connection. Need to make sure we make that happen next time. It was a reasonable recovery, Sharpie there. Just need to make sure though that you've got that rhythm the right way around. Possibly it was going a bit better before the buoy, but you can see even though the hand's moving better, there's still that zip up with the knees before the elbows have got long ahead of them. You need to make sure we address that in training. Just thought Dreamy, it's about 28.5 there. Not too bad crack generally on the way up. I thought it was pretty reasonable. Still got to use that body more effectively. You can see it's still a little bit slow and accelerating open, and then props a little bit. But it's certainly better. And I think your upward leg was pretty good. Little bit proppier, Alistair there, and about 29. You kept it moving well, which is great. As we said, really pleasing to see that you managed to do that in the tricky tail condition. But again, not quite as effective work with the body as on the way up. Just need to hold those legs down and be confident to get it out there. Yeah, Dreamy, this is where it just shows up that confidence in being able to step out through the back turn. We've got to keep working that on Monday mornings, just really confident in that step and hold away from the water. And brushing both sides pretty aggressively there, it's going to slow you down a lot. Dangerous Dave. About 28.5, 29, which is good. Good, had a decent crack at it. You can see the blades are closer to the water. There's still that lift off the front though. I think we made good headway in the mornings, in the Monday morning sessions on that with the weighted roll-ups. We've just got to keep getting you confident that you don't need to recruit those traps too much to feel that connection. A little bit the same on the way back there, Dangerous Dave. 27's a little bit lifty through the body, probably more noticeable as you get fatigued. You can see that little bit of handle separation right and left as you're coming forward. But generally blade work a lot better than before. I think that's you, Nico, over there. We thought that just relying on getting a bit too much work done after square off. Just need to try and make sure you're getting a little bit more work done in front of the pin. Work that connection, feel the early connection, like the weighted roll-ups for you as well. Shawnee on the way back down here. I think we thought on the way back with the wind behind you, those knees are just popping up a bit too early. It's better on the way up. I think we'll see that video in a moment. But just need to there, you can see Knees just dropping up a bit too early before we get that that full extension off the back turn there. Yeah, here's the way up. And I thought your way up was actually pretty good, sitting on about 28, 29. Could do with a little bit more hold through the finish, as we discussed. A little bit flicky through the back turn, and we've got to address the boat situation a little bit with that to give you the actual room to do it. But overall, it's certainly made some good headway in the last couple of weeks. Eduardo, another one to hit the buoy. Just thought that you were lacking that front end connection, and a lot of work going on through the back half of your stroke to try and actually propel the boat rather than getting that blade locked in early. So it just takes a little while to actually get locked in. And I think given that your skills are very good, you should be confident with your balance, and we're doing those weighted roll-ups effectively. You've got to be able to try and feel that early connection more effectively when you're trying to lift the work rate up. And the return, and about the same. I mean, I'm pleased you were having a good crack. The rate was up, things were moving along. Chipper's comment was if you could just maintain, just holding that body still for a fraction of a second there, every stroke, just keep the body still for a moment as the elbows come in. It's going to probably help your rhythm a little bit as well. So front end connection, keep the body still for a moment through the back. Stu, we thought that just sort of in those conditions, maybe just trying to protect your back a little bit. Just got to get a little bit more forward stretch and also a little bit more thrust back with the back. Just there, you can see you're almost sort of sitting over the handles a little bit at the back there. Got to make sure you're confident to open right up, get the elbows right through, make a little bit more, actually cover a little bit more distance under with the blades buried because you're doing that more effectively. And pretty much exactly the same on the return there, just a little bit stiff in the back, not quite mobile enough, a little bit bent in those elbows in the draw there. It's all just confidence to be able to row your length out through the front end, be patient to actually hang there through that first part of the drive, make a little bit more of that and sit back and hold a little bit longer. Beatty. As we sort of said, the general movement's not too bad. I think we're going to make a pretty reasonable sculler out of you fairly quickly. You're fairly comfortable to rock for your length. You've got to get a little bit more bunch up for your length. Ultimately, just need to see you get into it a little bit more. Just throw caution to the wind. And I know this is your first up go, but if that was 4 points higher and you were rowing like that, we'd probably be saying that's a bloody good first up effort. So let's just take that on board for the next time you're out in the boat. And bakes, a little bit the same, a little bit of steering here. Got to be able to just milk that back turn a little bit more, just a little bit short and flicky through the back end. But generally, again, you're relatively competent in the scull. You need to use that confidence just to try and make a little bit more out of your sculling so that you're not so cautious with everything. Just relax, flow, and accelerate that second half. Return journey, Nico. Rate-wise, not too bad. Still, you can see it's just a bit pokey at the catch there. I've seen you row a lot longer than that in that connection. In your training stuff, you do some exceptional stuff when we're not trying to look for that pressure, and you've got to be confident to row the same stroke when you're under physical pressure.